Hello, another demo about the file chooser. Let's quickly go over what is new. So since the last one, it's a modal dialog, and yeah, let's see, looks the same. The filter thing has moved down here, the indication that stuff is being filtered. The reason is we sometimes want to show an error message here, and that makes the layout work better. And yeah, another thing is if you now select something, you get an indication down here that you have what you have exactly selected, and also you get information about what it is, so you can verify already here that this is something that you want to use. This can be extended, and any kind of asynchronous code can run in this place, and maybe we even make it so that it can decide that it's actually selectable or not. But right now it's just for information here. And that becomes interesting, I think, when we choose a directory, because with directories you have the kind of dilemma, what should happen if you click on it. When you click on it, should you select it or should you browse to it? And I've now decided to do both. We browse to the new location and it's selected at the same time. And to make that clearer, we indicate here at the bottom that you have selected something, and this is what you get to choose when you click this button. This is information from the file binary, and it just tells us it's a directory. It's maybe not so interesting here. We could maybe put more interesting stuff here. So alternatives would be, if you're here and you click on downloads, it would just select it here with a blue background, but would not navigate to it. But sometimes you want to choose a directory inside a directory, so you would have to have a way to actually browse to it. And I think the desktop file choosers, they do that with double clicks, and I'm hesitant to introduce double clicks into the web browser thing here. And we could do it so that you first click on it, it gets blue, and then when you click something that is already blue, you start browsing to it. I think we can talk about that, details, if we even go this far. Anyway, so now we have this indication down here that home MVO downloads is actually selected, and when you click you get this. So, and then here's the first real use in the SSH keys. Here is the add key button that has always been there. In the past, when you press it, you get a new line with a text input, which was the file autocomplete dialog, where you could then type or somehow browse to a location, and you had another add button to actually do the thing. But now we do it all in the modal dialog. And of course, if you select something that is a private key, then you can add it here directly. And this one is also now asynchronous. It shows a spinner when it takes longer, and it also can show error messages here. So this is now a public key, which is not acceptable, but we don't know that yet. But if you add this, oh, it's even, what's going on? Something. Anyway, you have an error message here. So this is kind of a normal action modal dialog where you set up your operation and then you execute it with the button, but it's restricted to just selecting a single file and then performing an operation on this. Let's use this one. Kind of works, it was already there. So okay. I think that's already it, but I think that was some good progress since last time, and I think we might have our first goal to actually use the dialog here in this place. Implementation right now is a bit of a mess, much worse than last time, and but I think there's good cleanup opportunity. We have so many already dialog helpers, and I've used none of them in this case, so I could look into that, use the dialog presentation framework. It should work for nested dialogues as well if you just nest the context providers. And we might even implement this dialog using the dialog implementation kit. If it has a lot of state and a lot of asynchronous stuff going on now, and so it might help with that to keep that easier. Yeah, so lots of pondering about implementation, but I think this could be the first use. Thanks a lot.